and it looks like it's going to have to be modified straight out of the packet. So what's unusual about that? I don't have a tripod for this, so I'm sorry if it's a bit shaky. This is how I figure out whether stuff is going to fit or not. I'm on a website called MegaZip, and here you can see my mouse. I'm on number 2 in there. Number 2. This is the seal extension case. It's 2478078A00000. This is for a DB52T truck, very similar to mine. Could very well be the same. Before I buy whatever I'm going to buy, I'll double check that this seal is the same the whole way through. But if I click this one, this goes to a DA32, and there's number 2 there, and it's the same number. So by the seal being the same number, that tells me that the shaft is probably the same size. Because the shaft is the same size, I'm looking for a propeller shaft. So this one being from a DA32W, which is the same as my diff, which means that this part here will line up at the back, and the diameter of this should be the same because they use the same seal. I'm not sure if the shaft will be the same, but it's probably worth a try. I'll just buy the cheapest one I can buy, and if it fits, I'll go back and buy an expensive one. See how we go. Here's an update to my theory. Can you see number 4 there, that bearing? That's the last bearing to go on the shaft. And the size of the bearing is a 225215. You see that? Now if I go to this one, then the last bearing to go on is here, number 17 here, and that is exactly the same size. 17, 22, 52, 15. So that tells me that the shafts are the same size. So hopefully this will work. I'll buy it, see if it fits. I had to film this because it's either going to be an epic win or an epic fail. Up here is the regular DB52T Carry NA drive shaft. And the problem with this is it's too long, and this end is the wrong size. This is too small. So I bought this off the other auction. It's labelled as a front propeller shaft, but the picture said it was a rear propeller shaft, and the parts guy obviously didn't know the difference, or he did and he put up the wrong picture, or he labelled it wrong, one or the other. But it was the cheapest one online, so I bought it, and we'll see how it is. This is for a DA32, which is the same as the diff. It's actually from the same seller, so we'll be out of the same car, but it's way longer. No, that's right. He fucked up. Okay, so what he sent me here is this. This is actually the front, but it's not as pictured. So I've bought the wrong thing. Epic failure. Okay, got this box from Scuzzle. Sounds much better than the last one. Now, how do we get into it? It's like a pass the parcel. Hardware inside: 2 screws for TPS to adapter, 2 spacer washers for above screws, 1 M6 nut, 1 M6 washer. Okay, and this is what is this? It's something that's been very well wrapped. That's what it is. Fortunately for me, I can't figure out how to unwrap it. Let's use this. Let me just peel that off. Okay, I think I know what this is. Wrapped in a napkin. Might be some kind of semi-troll to this, but I like it. And that is a new, no, that's not coming off. A new trigger wheel. There it is. It's got front written on it. Cool. So I can figure out how to put it on front, because these aren't the same. They're directional. They only go on one way. Excellent. Good. Okay, that was well packaged. In the next section, I'm going to talk to you about drive shafts. Now, depending on what country you come from, a drive shaft might be called a propeller shaft. But anyway, what I am talking about is the shaft that runs from the output of the gearbox to the rear diff. So recapping, I need to buy a drive shaft that fits because the standard NA one is too long. If you remember, I purchased one rear drive shaft that turned out to be a front drive shaft, so that was useless. So I got back on Yahoo Auction and bought the rear to match that front one. That was also useless because it was too short. Now you might be thinking, why not just use the short one and make an adapter? Well, apparently if you do that, there's a high chance that you might not pass Shaken, the Japanese road inspection. And besides, I'd rather have something that I can just replace easily. So I'm looking at different part numbers to try to figure out which one to buy next. Okay, I've been getting busy with Excel and entering in part numbers and things. What I've got here is a DA32W, that's a Landy, and here is a HPDR-4. Now that's the diff that I bought, and this is the matching drive shaft that goes with it. Now I bought this drive shaft and it doesn't fit, it's too short. So, let's have a look over here. Here is what is in the truck. This is a 79A22 from a DB52T. You will notice that the drive shaft that I bought doesn't match any of these other drive shafts here. So they never used that drive shaft in anything other than the Landy. The standard shaft is too long. This one here is too short. So I need to buy another one. Now, do I buy a Landy two-wheel drive version, which has a different number, as a 76A42? Or do I buy something else? Now, the one that I would really like to get is this one here, which is a 79A42 from a turbo truck. Turbo manual truck, that is. But they're rare and I can't find one. An interesting thing you will notice is that these three are color-coded orange because they have the same number. This one is a truck, turbo auto, and these ones are, well, this is a van, turbo auto, and turbo manual. All have the same number. So seeing as this one's readily available, I think I'll just buy one of these and try it. Okay, here we are again with a different drive shaft. Remember, we had the standard NA carry truck. We had the DA32W. This one's too long. This one's too short. Let's see how this one is. This is from a van. More specifically, the orange one that I pointed out earlier. Why do I get the feeling it's even longer? Wow, okay, it's not as thick. That's interesting. There's no play in the end, which is nice. But how long is the Bastard? That's okay. How long are we? It's exactly the same. Oh no. No, is it? How long is it? It's actually longer. Well, there you go. Are we having fun yet? So that's the third drive shaft, and this one's longer. Fuck. And thinner. This one was already too long. Well, I know something I didn't know before. What am I going to do with all these bloody drive shafts? That's the question. Okay. Let's try a different part number. I did. I got the DA32W Landy two-wheel drive shaft. Guess what? That was no good either. The length was wrong. And it appears that the output shaft from the two-wheel drive gearbox is actually thicker than that of a four-wheel drive, which doesn't make any sense. So finally I measured the distance from my gearbox output shaft to the actual diff. Then I went out and found this truck. It's a DB52T Turbo. And I measured the distance from this truck's output shaft to its diff. And guess what? They're the same. So if I buy the propeller shaft that fits this truck, it'll fit my truck. Now that I've confirmed it's the correct length, I just need to buy one. The problem is there's none for sale secondhand, and there probably never will be. So I've decided to buy a new one. So I ordered it and paid for it. It's just going to take a couple of months to get here. In the meantime, we'll work on a few other things. And we'll pick that up in the next episode. That is it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one. If you enjoyed the show, leave a comment, let me know about it. If you'd like to support the channel, head on over to the Garage K Facebook page and click the Shop Now tab. You can pick up one of my limited edition handmade key rings. Or sign my door with spray paint. Thanks for the support. See you in the next one. Later.